Good morning, YouTube. It is Nick with NK Landscaping yet again as usual. We are back in Tivoli, as you can kind of see. I don't know if you know Tivoli that well, but we got the excavator with us, and today we're going to be tackling some drainage. So it has been cold. We've been making it through the winter, and we've actually had this job scheduled for quite a while, but the weather has been so crummy that we haven't been able to make it out here, let alone do any digging. So we finally got a warm spell. Yesterday it was 60 degrees. Today it is not. It is in the 20s, but the ground is not frozen anymore and we're back on site. So the task at hand, down the right side, or left if you're coming up the driveway, there is this drainage swale, and over the years it has kind of filled in, especially down by the street. So we are going to be digging that out. This section of juniper is overhanging the drainage trench, making it pretty hard to clean any leaves and debris out of. So we're going to be chopping that back a little bit. And then basically kind of right by the truck here, there are a series of drain trenches or drain grates on the left side here that run under the driveway and deposit out off of the hill there. Those are all clogged up, so what we need to do is excavate around those. We're going to put a basin in on the grate side, and then put a bunch of riprap around it, and then make sure that the outlet is exposed. So there's probably 4 or 5 drains that we have to go through and clear out. So we're going to get unloaded here. We're going to get to it. Kurt's going to start trimming back this, and I'll start digging. So to start, we're going to head down here at the base of the driveway, and there's the Culver Pipe that runs under the driveway. It is completely like clogged through the center, so I can't do an amazing job, but I can at least get some of this material out of here. I'll probably end up piling the material, and then we'll put it in the dump trailer to haul up the driveway. I want to get this cleaned out the best I can, just so that the water flows from the, there's a culvert on the other side of the driveway that flows under the driveway. I want to make sure that that can flow and not back up, because that's important. Now the highway department should be taking care of this, but they don't. Although most of the gravel here is from her driveway, so I guess that's it's a double-edged sword. Gravel though. trying to be careful. It looks like it has one of those collars on the end of it, like a flare. I don't want to destroy that. also working under this tree right here. It's kind of annoying. Alright, so I gotta get this like yard or so material loaded out of here. It's filled with, you know, it's a decent material, but I'm not gonna go and put it back on the driveway anywhere. We'll end up just dumping this somewhere up the driveway a little bit, and maybe at some other point if they need some filler material or something, this is good for it. The client just asked Kurt for a quote on recoating the driveway, so we don't need to save all this junk. Like I'd said, I'm kind of limited on the depth of my drain trench, considering that there's either asphalt or, in most cases, it's brick. Kurt's actually up there blowing out the drain trench now that he trimmed that juniper. He's exposing that brick for me to see, so I can, you know, just scoop out any excess dirt that's in there. But other than that, yeah, I can't dig a whole lot deeper than the brick. So this is just a maintenance item right now. If she wants to, in the future, have us come in, we can remove all the brick, haul that off for disposal, and then either Ripwrap trench the whole thing or put in a few more drain basins throughout. That's the thing about gravel driveways. They are recurring maintenance, and you do get that initial low cost as compared to like pavement. You know, we really don't have a lot of concrete driveways around our area. It's really just pavement or item 4 or millings or whatever. But yeah, no, the gravel driveways are definitely cheaper to get into, but you're gonna have at least bi-yearly maintenance if you're doing it right. You know, we get these winters where we don't actually get frost in the ground, and the plow companies, you know, they do their best, us included, to try not to destroy driveways. But these gravel driveways are hard when there's no frost in the ground. You end up just skimming gravel off every time you plow. You can only do that so much before you hit the base coat, or in the case of this driveway, you have both plowing and it's a long, steep driveway, so you get all this water flow coming down the side, and you get some pretty nasty erosion. So keeping these drain trenches clear for now is one of the better options that we can do here. It's just part of that maintenance. Alright guys, so we did 3 full dump trailer loads, which we dumped on the left side here. So that kind of makes, like, I wouldn't say parking area, but it's a pull-off area once it firms up a little bit. On the right, you're probably not going to be able to see it on camera, but we trenched out everything that was expected on our estimate. And tomorrow we're going to bring in a load of riprap and do all around the drain boxes, and there's a section up at the top that's a little in need of some riprap, but down here we're good because there is pavement and brick, so this is looking good. We may add in some extra riprap depending on how it looks tomorrow. The client is usually pretty good about, you know, modifying stuff if we need to, so we shall see. But this is all done for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Alright, good morning guys. We're at the quarry this morning, so we're going to pick up between 5 and 6 tons of the 4 to 6 inch riprap to fill around all the basins and everything. So this is not a quarry that we normally go to. It is still part of the same family of quarries that we normally go to. There's 2 main quarries local to us. They're all this Peckham brand basically, or Peckham, and this is one of the third ones. It's just a little more local to Tivoli, so I'm gonna hit this and then back up to Tivoli and we'll get to work. Alright, we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that last shot there at the quarry. This little guy tried to be sneaky on me and ended up falling off the trailer. Luckily I got super lucky and ended up falling just on the corner and not directly on the lens. The lens did take a little bit of damage, but it's the cost of doing business, right? We're gonna start up at the top by the truck. There's one basin. It doesn't need much excavation, mainly just riprap. So I'm gonna get the machine up there, get this thing greased, and get to work. So what we have here right in front of us, this is probably the most utilized basin of this driveway. You basically have a mild pitch going up towards the house. There is one more basin up there, but this is at the bottom of this hill. Then the hill kind of goes back up a little bit and then back down towards the street. So a lot of water pools in here, and this gets clogged quite a bit. So we're gonna open up this area around this basin and put in some riprap so that it doesn't clog up as easily. So I know for most of you guys this isn't a common sight, but if you're ever wondering, these concrete basins, they're basically three pieces. You have your concrete box, which you can see here. Then there is a steel, or in this case it's cast iron. There's a collar, and then the grate is separate. So when you buy these, generally you buy the concrete piece, the collar, and the grate. It's all three separate pieces. And in this case, we have an 8-inch corrugated line that goes out that way. It's very simple. That concrete box is kind of mortared to the pipe, and then you can see Kurt's playing with the lifting eyes. So that's how you actually lift and set these things. So they're very simple. Some people choose not to attach the collar to the concrete. You don't have to. There's nothing wrong with it. Whatever you fill around kind of holds it in place. But now that this is cleaned out, I'm going to put that back on there, and then we will fill around this with Ripwrap, and that'll just create a nice little basin, and I can touch that up with a little bit of gravel there. And then we're going to move on to the next one. We repeat this, I think, 4 more times. That's it. Very simple. Looks good. makes it a lot easier to clean out, and it's a much better not a distraction, but it alerts you that there's a basin there and that you need to keep it cleaned out. I'm going to take the rest of all this junk here and just spread it out right here. There is a little bit of a low spot in the driveway, and since there is a basin here now, people are probably going to favor this side of the driveway, so it gives them a little something extra to drive on. And then we'll move down to the next one, and we just keep repeating this process either until we run out of gravel or finish the job. So that was number 3 right up there. Continuing our way down the driveway, and there's this guy. Kurt just filled it in, but basically this is like a homemade drain box or whatever you want to call it. So this was probably maybe original to the asphalt driveway. It looks like it's kind of well molded into the asphalt culvert, and then it's built up using some leftover bricks, and then they just plopped a grate on top of it. Now there's no pipe, unless the previous owner used a metal pipe and it completely rotted away. There is no evidence of a pipe, and there's no evidence of an outlet. So we're filling it back in, and then we're gonna go down to the one last final regular concrete drain basin. So we're gonna eliminate this one for now, and if that poses problems in the future, we did give her pricing on putting in new drain boxes. So she wants, if they have a problem here and they need a new box, we can put a new box in for them.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, it's probably a metal pipe that rotted away, because there's no pipe or anything there. There's just this bermed up piece of concrete. There's no box. There was just a grate sitting in the soil. There's nothing left.
Yeah. The previous owner that owned this place prior to the new owners that we work for was a DIY type of guy. I think he got in over his head a little bit on a property of this size and tried to do everything himself. And some things he did okay, and some things don't really make a lot of sense. So we're kind of correcting that as we help her make this hers. So we're going to continue on, take a little quick pit stop for lunch, and then we have enough, definitely enough riprap to do that one, and then we may go and touch up the rest with whatever remaining stuff we have. So the last basin is completely riprapped. We have just a few stones left, so we're gonna dump that, and then Kurt will pull forward. I will scoop that out, and then I just gotta go up and down the driveway and knock down the piles that we made. And other than that, we are done. So that was a quick, easy project, and that should be extremely effective at dealing with the water. Like I said, this is a maintenance thing. This is going to require multiple repeat visits over time, but for now, it should work really well. Alright guys, so we're done. 4 Ripwrap basins installed. So the way that we did it, you can probably see on video, we tried to berm up the bottom side so that it was more of a bowl. So especially for this run, that's a couple hundred feet in between the two areas. So any water that does run down there is going to pick up some steam. And we want to kind of it to fall into the bowl so it catches it, slows it down, lets it drain, and then any that makes it past goes to the next basin. So hopefully that accomplishes that. The trench is fully dug out and the machine is loaded up. So we are going to see whether or not they're looking to have the driveway redone. They asked us about it, so we're working on an estimate. Kurt, what was the driveway? 1,700 feet? How much? 1,250 feet of driveway that needs to be top coated and crowned and compacted and everything. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't already, go check out NK Garage. We've been doing quite a bit of tool buying, and Kurt's been doing a lot of organizing. And if you used to watch them, Kurt, and you're still watching us, you've seen quite the transformation. So what you snacking on over there?
Nothing.
Oh, he's having some medicine. This guy's been sick for like 3 weeks, so make him feel better and go comment on one of his videos or something. But I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.